Yes. Rick, I know there's a lot of questions you probably want to get to about tonight's game, but off the top, in light of his passing yesterday, could you address the legacy of David Stern?
Yeah, I put out a statement yesterday through the Coaches Association. I'll just give you a brief story. I had a chance when we were in New York. We had 2 days in between our games, and so David had become a good friend over the years. And the day before our game with the Knicks, I was able to go and spend about an hour with him in his office up on Fifth Avenue, just talking about everything from family to business, his new business ventures, interests, and stuff with the league. He was vibrant. He was in a great mood. He wouldn't stop smiling, and so that's how I'm going to remember him. He was certainly one of the great sports leaders of our time, and the things he did for the NBA game were of staggering significance. So it's a great loss, and still trying to kind of get my hands around it, because the day I was with him, he looked so alive. It was really stunning news. But the episode happened when we were in Mexico City, and that was that was very difficult to hear. And Adam was there that night, so we talked briefly about it. So anyway, very sad.
Do you think it's somehow fitting that the All-Star, the first votes came out today, and the two leading vote getters are international players?
Yeah, it's great. I know that Luka's up at the top right now. It's amazing the way that the league has evolved, and David had a great deal to do with the adoption and the embracing of the global game. I was fortunate. I got a chance to I was an assistant coach when Arvydas Sabonis came over. I was at Portland, and then I was an assistant with the Nets and had a chance to coach Drazen Petrovic for a couple of years. And those were at that particular time, those were the two greatest international players, European players, I should say. Olajuwon, of course, is probably the most decorated internationally, but of European significance, those two guys. And so over the years, there have been more and more of these guys that have become big, very big in the NBA. Giannis and Luka, two obvious ones. We'll see where the voting goes, but it's very exciting.
Rick, do you have a feel for when you might have KP and Hardaway back?
No, not at this time. No set timetable. Tim's hamstring, he's doing better. KP's sore right knee. He's doing a little bit better each day, but both of them, we got to make sure they're right before we get them back on the floor.
Josh Reaves, obviously, with the team active. What have you seen of him in Frisco? What's his game in your view?
He's a 3-and-D guy. He was a guy that we liked in the draft based on college analytics, particularly defensively. And he came to us undrafted, had a very good summer league, worked at developing the range on his shot. And I don't know his exact stats with the Legends, but he's one of the better players on that team, obviously. And this is a great opportunity for him. I don't know how much he'll play or if he'll play or any of that kind of stuff, but it's a really good shot for him to get with us for whatever amount of time this is going to be.
Coach, 9-7 at home on the season, longest home stretch now going into the season. How important is this home stretch to establish confidence for your team and knowing going through the rest of the year this is going to be a tough place to play, especially as you get toward springtime?
Yeah, it's certainly an emphasis. You know, our win against the Spurs was very important. That was, you know, seems like late years ago now. And so, you know, this stretch is big, but we can't get too far ahead of ourselves and looking at the big chunk of games. I mean, it's, you know, it's whatever's going on right now, and we're without two of our best players, and you know, we've got to circle the wagons and get ready for Brooklyn, who's a very dangerous team.
Maxi's had a pretty significant jump once again in his three-point shooting percentage. Did you at what point did you know that he was going to be shooting the ball the way he was this year? Did you see that in camp, or did you guys expect him to hit almost 39% of his threes this year?
Yeah, he's been getting better each year. Really, if you track his monthly progress, I mean, we do it internally. You know, Terry Sullivan's our director of internal analytics, and he's constantly tracking, you know, workouts and along with what happens in games, which you guys see. You know, ever since he came on board 2+ years ago, you know, he's a great worker, and he's been putting the time in, and it was pretty clear that that was the one big thing that he needed to adjust in his game. And so he's constantly been on an upward trend. You know, it doesn't go like this. There's little plateaus and stuff like that, but he's worked extremely hard. His rhythm's been good. You know, he hit some big ones the other night, and it's just a process thing. He's, you know, got to keep stepping into them, just like all our guys.
Were there any kind of like significant mechanical adjustments that have been made over the last couple of years, or is it just kind of incremental?
Well, you know, when you're used to shooting from like 18 or 19 feet, and then now you're moving out, and you know, we work on 30-foot shots. You know, so it's just there's a way. It all has to do with, you know, the power source and a different way of stepping into shots. But you know, Peter Patton's our shooting coach, does a great job, and you know, these things don't happen overnight. It's a lot of work, but you know, he's putting the work in, and really all our guys are putting the work in.
And one of your answers a minute ago, Rick, you said you're playing a dangerous team tonight. Why are they dangerous?
Well, they're explosive. You know, Dinwiddie's averaging over 30 his last 5 games. They're just deep. They drive and kick the heck out of it. Their defense has improved this year. They got great rim protection now with you know, Allen and DJ both, and you know, they go hard. They got a system. You got to be ready for, you know, different defenses, and you know, zone and box and one, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, they're just a team that just keeps coming at you. And so, you know, we've looked at them a lot. You know, they're tough to play.
Hey there, NBA fans. For exclusive NBA content, subscribe to Fanatics View YouTube down below.